Ladies and gentlemen, listen up, because what I'm about to tell you could change the course of your entire life. Right now, there are two types of people in this world: those who dream small and stay small, and those who dare to dream big and make those dreams their reality. Which one are you? See, most people never take the leap because they're afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of stepping into the unknown. But let me tell you something. Playing it safe will never give you the life you were meant to live. Playing it safe keeps you trapped in mediocrity, watching others achieve greatness while you sit on the sidelines. That's not who you are. That's not why you're here. If you have a dream inside of you, something that sets your soul on fire, it was put there for a reason. It's not random. It's not an accident. It's your calling, your purpose. But a dream without action, that's just a wish. And wishes don't change the world. You need to commit. You need to go all in. You have to see it, believe it, and then work like hell to make it real. You need to make your dream so clear in your mind that it feels inevitable. Because when you believe at that level, when you refuse to settle for anything less, nothing and no one can stop you. Now, will it be easy? Absolutely not. Will you face setbacks, failures, and people who tell you it's impossible? Without a doubt. But let me ask you this. Would you rather struggle for a dream that excites you or stay comfortable in a life that drains you? The choice is yours. But if you choose to dream big, then don't just dream, execute. Take the first step, then the next, and the next. Because the only thing standing between you and your dream is the action you take today. Dreaming big is a choice, and that choice shapes the entire trajectory of your life. Every single person on this planet is faced with the same fundamental decision: accept the life that has been handed to them or create the life they truly desire. It all begins with the mindset you adopt. Some people look at the world through a lens of limitation, believing that their circumstances define them, that their background, their failures, and their past mistakes have already determined their future. Others, however, recognize that their potential is not fixed. They see the world as a field of endless opportunity, where anything is possible if they have the courage to go after it. The difference between these two types of people isn't intelligence, talent, or luck. It's belief. It's the conscious decision to think beyond what seems realistic, to set their sights on something greater, and to refuse to let fear dictate their destiny. Most people don't dream big not because they don't want more, but because they've been conditioned to believe that big dreams are reserved for a select few. From a young age, society teaches limitations. People hear it over and over again. Be realistic. Play it safe. Don't get your hopes up. And without realizing it, they absorb these messages and begin to shrink their vision. They start to believe that success is for other people, that wealth, influence, and greatness belong to those born into the right circumstances, those with connections, those who got lucky. Over time, they settle, they trade their dreams for security, they lower their expectations so they won't be disappointed. But in doing so, they give up the very thing that makes life worth living: the pursuit of something greater than themselves. Every person who has ever achieved extraordinary success started with nothing more than a big dream. They weren't given a golden ticket, a roadmap, or a guarantee. They simply decided they were going to create something bigger than the life they were given. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the size of their dream, it's their willingness to act on it. People who dream big don't wait for permission, approval, or perfect conditions. They don't let their current situation define what's possible. Instead, they set a vision for their life that is so compelling, so exciting, that it pulls them forward. The moment someone decides to dream big, everything changes. Their energy shifts, their focus sharpens. They stop worrying about minor setbacks and start seeing the bigger picture. They begin to take bold action because they understand that their dreams will never happen by accident. They know that small thinking leads to small results, while massive thinking forces them to grow, to stretch beyond their comfort zone, to become the kind of person capable of achieving what they envision. People who dream big wake up with a sense of purpose. They no longer dread Monday mornings. They no longer waste time on meaningless distractions. They move with intention, making decisions that align with their vision. Every action they take is guided by a bigger purpose, and that purpose fuels them to keep pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against them. One of the most powerful things about dreaming big is that it rewires the way a person sees challenges. Most people avoid difficulty. They see obstacles as reasons to quit, as proof that their dream is impossible. But those who dream big understand that obstacles are part of the journey. They expect resistance. They know that struggle is not a sign to stop, it's a sign that they are growing. When they encounter setbacks, they don't shrink back, they double down. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and keep moving. They don't get discouraged when things don't happen overnight because they know that success is a long game. They don't need instant gratification. They are willing to put in the work, to show up day after day because they are driven by a vision so strong that nothing can shake them. Another reason why dreaming big is a choice is that it forces a person to break free from the limits of their past. Many people let their history define them. They look at their failures, their mistakes, and the times they fell short, and they use those moments as evidence that they are not capable of more. They convince themselves that because they failed before, they will fail again. But the past only has power if it is given power. The most successful people in the world have all failed. Many of them failed more times than they succeeded. The difference is that they didn't let failure define them. They understood that failure is nothing more than feedback, a lesson, a stepping stone to something greater. They didn't let their old story determine their future. They chose to rewrite it. They chose to believe that their past struggles were preparing them for their future victories. People who make the choice to dream big also surround themselves with others who think the same way. They don't waste time with people who bring them down, who tell them their dreams are unrealistic, who fill their minds with doubt and negativity. They seek out mentors, coaches, and like-minded individuals who inspire them, challenge them, and push them to be better. They understand that the environment they put themselves in plays a massive role in their success. They make a conscious effort to place themselves in spaces that expand their thinking, that force them to level up. They read books that challenge them. They study those who have already done what they want to do. They invest in their growth, knowing that the more they learn, the more they can achieve. When a person makes the choice to dream big, they take responsibility for their own future. They stop blaming their circumstances, their upbringing, or the economy. They stop waiting for someone else to rescue them, to give them a break, to hand them an opportunity. They realize that no one is coming to save them, that if they want something, they have to go out and get it. They stop playing the victim and start playing the creator of their own destiny. They recognize that every action they take is either moving them closer to their dream or further away from it. Dreaming big is not about arrogance. It's not about thinking you are better than anyone else. It's about believing in your God-given potential. It's about refusing to settle for less than what you are capable of. It's about understanding that you were put on this earth to do something significant, and that significance will never come from thinking small. Dreaming big is not a privilege. It's not reserved for a lucky few. It's a decision that anyone can make at any moment, regardless of their background, their circumstances, or their starting point. But most people never make that choice because they don't believe they have the power to. They think life is something that happens to them rather than something they create. They let fear hold them back. They let doubt control them. They let the opinions of others keep them small. But the truth is, the moment someone chooses to dream big, their entire life begins to shift. They start attracting new opportunities, new relationships, and new ideas. They start seeing possibilities where they once saw limitations. They begin to understand that the only thing that was ever holding them back was their own belief system. The moment they decide to change that belief, they unlock a level of power, focus, and determination that they never knew they had. Fear is the biggest enemy, the silent killer of dreams, the invisible chain that holds people back from becoming who they were meant to be. Fear doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't come crashing in like a storm. Instead, it whispers, planting seeds of doubt that grow into full-blown limitations. It makes people question their abilities, their worth, and their potential. It convinces them that they aren't ready, that they need more time, more experience, more resources before they can take action. It tells them that failure is too painful, that rejection is too humiliating, that stepping into the unknown is too risky. And because of this, most people never even try. They let fear dictate their lives, and as a result, they stay stuck, watching others live the life they secretly wish they had the courage to pursue. Fear operates in the mind, but its effects are seen in action, or rather in inaction. It's what keeps people from raising their hands in a meeting, from asking for the promotion they deserve, from taking the leap into the business they've always dreamed of starting. It's what stops them from speaking their truth, from setting boundaries, from making decisions that align with their values. Fear creates hesitation, and hesitation kills momentum. The longer someone hesitates, the more power fear gains. It doesn't just go away on its own. It grows, feeding off every missed opportunity, every excuse, every rationalization. It wraps itself around a person's potential, suffocating their ability to take action until they become trapped in a life that feels smaller than the one they were meant to live. Most people don't even realize how much fear controls them because it disguises itself as logic. shows up as the little voice saying now isn't the right time or you're not good enough yet. It sounds reasonable, even responsible. It convinces people that waiting is the smarter option, that playing it safe is the right move. But deep down, they know the truth. They know that their hesitation isn't based on real limitations. It's based on fear. They know that if they were truly honest with themselves, they would admit that they are scared of failing, scared of being judged, scared of stepping into the unknown. But instead of confronting those fears, they hide behind excuses. They tell themselves they'll start next year, after they've saved more money, after they've gained more experience, after they've taken one more course. But next year turns into 5 years, then 10, then a lifetime of regret. Fear is the reason why so many people live unfulfilled lives. It's why they settle for jobs they hate, relationships that don't serve them, and lifestyles that drain them. It's why they stay in their comfort zones, even when those zones feel like prisons. The comfort zone is deceptive. It feels safe, but in reality, it's the most dangerous place to be. It's where dreams go to die, where potential is wasted, where people trade the possibility of an extraordinary life for the illusion of security. The truth is, there is no real safety in playing it small. There is only stagnation, and stagnation leads to frustration, regret, and a life filled with what-ifs. Fear doesn't just hold people back from success, it keeps them from even trying. It makes them think that failure is the worst thing that can happen, when in reality, the worst thing is never taking a chance. Failure is painful, yes. Rejection stings. Embarrassment is uncomfortable, but none of those things are permanent. Failure is a lesson. Rejection is redirection. Embarrassment fades. But regret? Regret is forever. Regret is the quiet, gnawing pain that creeps in when someone realizes they let fear win, that they let their dreams slip through their fingers because they were too afraid to take the risk. People think that those who succeed are fearless, but that's not true. The most successful people in the world feel fear just like everyone else. The difference is that they don't let it control them. They don't let fear make their decisions for them. They feel the fear, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. They understand that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to take action despite the fear. They train themselves to push through discomfort, to lean into uncertainty, to trust that they will figure things out as they go. They don't wait for confidence to show up before they take action because they know that confidence is built through action. They know that the only way to overcome fear is to face it head on over and over again until it loses its power. Fear has a way of exaggerating the worst case scenario, making it seem bigger and scarier than it really is. It tells people that if they fail, they will be humiliated, that if they take a risk, they will lose everything. But in reality, most fears are just stories created in the mind. The worst case scenario almost never happens. And even if it did, most people are far more resilient than they give themselves credit for. They would adapt, recover, and come back stronger. The real risk isn't in failing. It's in never trying. The real loss isn't in making a mistake. It's in never giving themselves the chance to succeed. Fear doesn't go away on its own. It has to be challenged. It has to be exposed for what it really is. A liar, a thief, a master of deception. It tells people that they aren't ready, that they aren't good enough, that they will never make it. But the only way to prove fear wrong is to take action. Action is the antidote to fear. It's the only way to break its grip. The moment someone takes a step forward, no matter how small, fear starts to lose its power. Each action builds momentum. Each step forward weakens the voice of doubt. And before they know it, they realize that fear was never as powerful as they once thought. It was only as powerful as the control they gave it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for fear to disappear before they start. They think they need to feel ready before they take action. But waiting for fear to go away is like waiting for the ocean to stop having waves. It's never going to happen. Fear will always be there, especially when someone is about to do something that matters. But that's the key. If fear is present, it means they're stepping into something important. It means they're growing, stretching, expanding beyond what they thought was possible. Fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that they are on the edge of something great. The people who break through fear are the ones who stop letting it control them. They stop allowing it to dictate their choices. They stop making decisions based on what's comfortable and start making decisions based on what will move them forward. They learn to act even when they don't feel ready, even when their hands are shaking, even when their heart is pounding. They understand that every time they push through fear, they weaken its grip, and every time they let fear win, they make it stronger. Fear is always going to be there, but it doesn't have to be in control. It doesn't have to be the voice that guides decisions. It doesn't have to be the ruler of someone's life. It only has power when it is allowed to have power. The moment someone chooses to stop feeding fear with hesitation, excuses, and avoidance, they take their power back. They start making choices based on possibility instead of limitation. They start stepping into the life they were meant to live rather than the one fear has tricked them into accepting. Clarity and belief make dreams inevitable because without them, nothing truly happens. People walk through life with vague desires, hoping things will somehow work out, but hope is not a strategy. Dreams don't just materialize because someone wishes for them. They become real when there is absolute clarity about what is wanted and unshakable belief that it is possible. Most people never get what they want, not because they aren't capable, but because they are not specific about what they want in the first place. They say they want success, but what does success actually look like? They say they want more money, but how much? They say they want happiness, but what does that mean? Without a clear vision, the mind has nothing to work toward. It remains unfocused, scattered, and ineffective. The human brain is a powerful machine, capable of solving massive problems, creating innovative ideas, and breaking through barriers. But it needs a clear target. Just like a GPS system needs a precise destination to provide directions, the mind needs a clearly defined goal to generate solutions. The people who succeed are the ones who have taken the time to define their dreams in extreme detail. They don't just say they want a better life. They describe exactly what that life looks like. They don't just say they want to be successful. They outline exactly what success means to them. They make their vision so vivid that it becomes real in their mind long before it ever exists in reality. Clarity is power. When a person has clarity, their mind begins working for them instead of against them. They start seeing opportunities where they once saw obstacles. They start finding solutions instead of excuses. They start making decisions that align with their vision instead of getting distracted by things that don't matter. Clarity creates focus, and focus is what separates those who achieve great things from those who simply wish for them. Most people fail not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they lack focus. They are constantly jumping from one thing to the next, never fully committing, never truly locking in on a single goal. They chase 100 different things, hoping that something will work out instead of dedicating themselves to one thing and making it happen. The moment someone gains clarity, everything changes. Their energy shifts, their decisions become intentional, and their actions become aligned. They stop wasting time on things that don't move them forward. They stop getting caught up in distractions. They stop allowing other people's opinions to dictate their path. They become laser focused on their goal, and that level of focus is what makes dreams inevitable. But clarity alone is not enough. A person can have the clearest vision in the world, but if they don't believe in it, if they don't truly believe in their ability to make it happen, nothing will come of it. Belief is the fuel that turns dreams into reality. Without belief, a person will sabotage themselves at every turn. They will hesitate, doubt, and ultimately quit before they ever see results. The mind is a powerful force. It will either work for someone or against them, depending on what they believe. If someone believes they are capable, they will take the necessary actions to prove themselves right. If they believe they are not good enough, they will find ways to prove that as well. The subconscious mind is always looking for confirmation of what it already believes, and it will create reality based on those beliefs. Most people never achieve their dreams because they don't truly believe they can. They might say they want success, but deep down they doubt themselves. They question whether they are smart enough, talent enough, or lucky enough. That doubt manifests in their actions. It shows up in their hesitation, in their inconsistency, in their willingness to give up at the first sign of difficulty. They don't commit fully because they aren't convinced it will work out, and as a result, it never does. The most successful people in the world operate differently. They develop an unshakable belief in themselves and their vision. They don't allow doubt to creep in. They don't entertain thoughts of failure. They don't waste time questioning whether they are capable. They decide that success is the only option, and they move forward with absolute certainty. That certainty is what separates winners from everyone else. It's what allows them to keep going when things get tough. It's what gives them the strength to push through obstacles, setbacks, and failures. It's what makes them unstoppable. Belief is not something people are born with. It's something that is built. It's developed through repetition, through experience, through conditioning. A person can train their mind to believe in their dream the same way they train their body in the gym. The more they reinforce the idea that they are capable, the stronger that belief becomes. Every time they take action, they build confidence. Every time they overcome an obstacle, they strengthen their mindset. Every time they prove themselves wrong, they rewrite the old story that told them they weren't good enough. Belief is like a muscle. The more it is exercised, the stronger it becomes. One of the most powerful ways to build belief is through visualization. The mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When a person repeatedly visualizes their success, their brain starts to accept it as reality. They start to feel the emotions of achievement before it even happens. That feeling of success creates a deep sense of certainty, and that certainty influences their actions. They begin to move through life with the confidence of someone who already knows they have won. They don't question themselves. They don't hesitate. They take bold, decisive action because they have already seen the outcome in their mind. Another way to strengthen belief is by surrounding oneself with the right people. The environment a person is in plays a massive role in shaping their mindset. If they are constantly around people who doubt, complain, and settle, they will absorb that energy. If they are surrounded by people who dream big, take action, and refuse to accept limitations, that mindset will become their own. Belief is contagious. Being around people who believe in themselves makes it easier to believe in oneself. That's why the most successful individuals are intentional about who they spend time with. They seek out mentors, coaches, and like-minded individuals who inspire them, challenge them, and push them to be better. They eliminate negativity from their lives, refusing to engage in conversations or relationships that drain their energy or plant seeds of doubt. Repetition is another key factor in building belief. Most people allow their thoughts to run on autopilot, replaying the same doubts, fears, and insecurities day after day. They don't realize that they have the power to change those thoughts. By consistently feeding the mind with empowering beliefs, they can rewire their thought patterns. Affirmations, positive self-talk, and constant reinforcement of their vision help create a mental environment that supports success. The more a person tells themselves they can achieve something, the more their brain begins to accept it as truth. And once their brain believes it, their actions follow. The combination of clarity and belief creates an unstoppable force. When a person knows exactly what they want and believes with absolute certainty that they can have it, nothing can stand in their way. They no longer waste time on distractions. They no longer listen to doubt. They no longer wait for the perfect moment. They take action with full conviction, knowing that success is inevitable. That level of certainty is what allows them to persist when things get tough. It's what gives them the resilience to overcome setbacks. It's what keeps them moving forward when everyone else would have given up. Clarity gives direction. Belief gives power. When the two are combined, they create the mindset of someone who refuses to accept anything less than their vision. That mindset is what turns dreams into reality. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without action, even the biggest, most inspiring dreams remain nothing more than thoughts in the mind. People often make the mistake of thinking that dreaming big is enough, that simply wanting something badly enough will somehow bring it into existence. But the truth is, nothing changes until action is taken. The gap between where a person is and where they want to be is only closed through consistent, intentional effort. No amount of wishing, visualizing, or planning will replace the need for movement. The world does not reward potential, it rewards execution. Most people hesitate to take action because they are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. They tell themselves they need more knowledge, more experience, more confidence before they start. But perfection is a lie. It is an illusion that keeps people stuck in inaction, trapped in the endless cycle of preparation without execution. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be absolute certainty. There will always be unknowns, challenges, and risks. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait for everything to be perfect. They are the ones who start despite the imperfections. They move forward even when they don't have all the answers. They figure things out as they go. They take imperfect action, knowing that momentum is more important than having every detail figured out in advance. Action is the great separator. It is what divides those who dream from those who achieve. Everyone has ideas. Everyone has ambitions. But only a small percentage of people turn those ambitions into reality because only a small percentage are willing to do the work. The majority hesitate, procrastinate, and overthink, while the successful take the first step, then the next, then the next. They don't allow doubt to paralyze them. They don't allow fear to keep them stuck. They don't waste time debating whether they are ready. They move. And in that movement, they create opportunities, build momentum, and generate results that others only wish for. One of the biggest myths about action is that it requires motivation. People assume they need to feel inspired before they can take action, but that thinking is backwards. Motivation is not the fuel for action, it is the result of action. The moment someone takes even the smallest step forward, their energy shifts. Progress creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation. The hardest part is always starting. Once movement begins, it becomes easier to keep going. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the wind to blow in the right direction before setting sail. The wind does not determine the journey, the decision to move does. The most effective way to build momentum is through small, consistent actions. Many people fail because they set massive goals but never break them down into achievable steps. They look at the enormity of their dream and become overwhelmed, paralyzed by the sheer scale of what needs to be done. But big goals are accomplished through small wins. Success is built one step at a time. Instead of focusing on the entire staircase, focus on the next step. Instead of worrying about the long road ahead, concentrate on the first mile. Progress compounds. Each small action builds upon the last, creating a powerful chain reaction that leads to massive results over time. Another major obstacle that stops people from taking action is the fear of failure. They are so afraid of making mistakes, of looking foolish, of not getting it right the first time, that they never even try. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. No one who has ever achieved anything great did so without failing along the way. Every mistake, every setback, every misstep is a lesson. Each failure provides valuable information that helps refine the approach, strengthen the strategy, and build resilience. The only real failure is the failure to try. The most successful individuals in the world embrace failure as a necessary stepping stone. They do not see it as a reason to quit, but as an opportunity to learn. They fail fast, fail forward, and fail often because they understand that every failure brings them closer to success. They do not let fear of judgment stop them. They do not worry about what others will think. They do not seek approval or validation before taking action. They understand that their journey is their own and that the opinions of those who are not taking action themselves do not matter. Taking action is not about waiting for the right conditions. It is about creating them. People who win in life do not wait for doors to open for them. They knock down doors, build their own doors, and if necessary, break through walls to get where they need to be. They do not rely on luck or chance. They take control of their circumstances and make things happen. They create their own opportunities by putting themselves in the game, by showing up every single day and doing the work, even when they don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when they don't see immediate results. Consistency is the key to success. One-time effort is not enough. Short bursts of action do not create lasting results. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who do not is not talent, intelligence, or resources. It is consistency. The person who takes small daily actions toward their goal will always surpass the one who makes big occasional efforts. Success is not about what is done once in a while. It is about what is done every single day. The small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they accumulate into something extraordinary. Taking action also requires discipline. There will be days when motivation is low, when energy is depleted, when the temptation to quit is strong. Discipline is what keeps movement going when excitement fades. It is the ability to push forward even when the path is unclear, to stay committed even when results are not immediate, to keep showing up even when no one is watching. Discipline is the foundation of success. It is what separates those who rely on feelings from those who rely on commitment. Those who succeed do not base their actions on how they feel in the moment. They base them on the vision they are committed to achieving. Taking action is also about adaptability. Things will not always go as planned. Obstacles will appear. Strategies will need to change. Those who achieve success are not rigid in their approach. They are flexible, willing to adjust, willing to pivot when necessary. They do not see setbacks as reasons to stop, but as signs that a new approach is needed. They learn, they adapt, they keep moving forward. They do not get stuck in analysis paralysis, overthinking every decision, trying to predict every possible outcome before taking a step. They take action, learn from the results, and adjust as they go. The people who make their dreams a reality understand that action is not just about what they do, it is about who they become in the process. Taking action consistently builds confidence, resilience, and an unstoppable mindset. Each step forward reinforces the belief that they are capable, that they are in control, that they have the power to shape their own future. Success is not given to those who wait. It is earned by those who take action, who persist, who refuse to let excuses, fears, or doubts hold them back. Persistence is the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is easy to be excited at the beginning of a journey, when everything feels fresh, when motivation is high, when the vision is clear and the possibilities seem endless. But the true test of whether someone will succeed is not in how they start, it is in whether they keep going when things get tough. Every dream, every goal, every major achievement comes with obstacles. There will be moments of doubt, moments of failure, moments when it feels like nothing is working. Most people quit when they face resistance. They mistake struggle for a sign that they are on the wrong path, when in reality, struggle is proof that they are making progress. Nothing great is achieved without hardship. Nothing worthwhile comes without effort. The road to success is filled with challenges, and the only way through is to persist when everything inside says to stop. The greatest achievers in history were not the most talented, the most gifted, or the luckiest. They were the ones who refused to give up. They were the ones who got knocked down and stood back up. They were the ones who kept pushing forward when others walked away. Success is not about never failing. It is about never stopping. Every failure is an opportunity to learn. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. The people who achieve their dreams are the ones who use failure as fuel. They do not see it as the end of the road, but as a necessary step in the process. They understand that each time they push through adversity, they become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. Most people fail because they do not persist long enough. They start something, face a challenge, and decide it is not meant to be. They interpret struggle as a sign to quit instead of as an invitation to grow. They convince themselves that if something were truly meant for them, it would be easier. But ease is not a sign of alignment. Difficulty is. The fact that something is hard means it is pushing a person to evolve, to become better, to develop the skills and resilience necessary to handle success. The struggle is not a barrier, it is a bridge. The people who reach the other side are the ones who refuse to turn back when things get hard. One of the biggest reasons people give up is because they are too focused on short-term results. They expect immediate success, instant gratification, quick rewards for their efforts. When they do not see progress fast enough, they lose motivation. They question whether it is worth it. They compare themselves to others who seem to be moving faster, achieving more, making it look easy. But success is never as fast as it seems. Every overnight success is years in the making. Every person who seems to have it all figured out has faced countless failures behind the scenes. The difference is they kept going even when it felt like nothing was working. They stayed in the game when others walked away. They understood that persistence is about playing the long game, about being willing to put in the work for as long as it takes, no matter how long that may be. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not the ones who rely on motivation. They are the ones who rely on discipline. Motivation is temporary. It fades when things get hard, when progress slows down, when obstacles appear. Discipline is what keeps a person moving forward even when they do not feel like it. It is the ability to push through discomfort, to stay committed even when results are not immediate, to keep taking action even when there is no guarantee of success. Discipline is the foundation of persistence. It is what separates those who stick with something from those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. The people who win are the ones who make persistence a habit, who train themselves to keep going no matter what, who refuse to accept anything less than success. One of the greatest secrets of persistence is learning to fall in love with the process. Most people only focus on the outcome, on the final result they are chasing. They tell themselves they will be happy when they reach their goal, when they achieve success, when they finally get what they want. But the problem with this mindset is that it makes the journey feel like a burden. It turns the process into something to be endured rather than something to be enjoyed. The people who persist are the ones who learn to love the work itself. They do not just chase the end result. They fall in love with the growth, the learning, the challenge of becoming better every day. They find joy in the struggle, in the small wins, in the progress they make along the way. They understand that true success is not just about reaching a goal, it is about who they become in the process. Another key to persistence is having a strong reason why. People who give up easily do so because their reason for pursuing their dream is not strong enough. When challenges arise, when things get difficult, when doubt creeps in, they do not have a deep enough reason to keep going. The people who persist are the ones who have a powerful why, a purpose so strong that quitting is not an option. They are not just chasing success for the sake of success. They are driven by something bigger than themselves. Whether it is to create a better future for their family, to prove something to themselves, to make an impact in the world, or to fulfill a calling, their reason for persisting is so deeply rooted that nothing can shake it. When the purpose is strong enough, the pain of pushing through challenges becomes insignificant. One of the biggest threats to persistence is doubt. Most people quit because they allow doubt to take control. They start questioning themselves, wondering if they are good enough, if they are capable, if they are on the right path. Doubt is a killer of dreams, but it only has power if it is entertained. The most persistent people are the ones who learn to silence doubt, who refuse to give it space in their minds. They replace doubt with certainty. They condition themselves to believe in their ability to succeed, even when the evidence is not yet visible. They speak confidence into their minds every day. They surround themselves with people who reinforce their belief, who push them to keep going, who remind them of their strength when they forget. They do not allow negative thoughts to dictate their actions. They take control of their mindset and use it as fuel to persist. Persistence is about making a decision that no matter what happens, quitting is not an option. It is about committing fully, about burning the boats, about eliminating any possibility of turning back. The people who succeed are the ones who decide that they will either find a way or make one. They do not wait for opportunities, they create them. They do not wait for conditions to be perfect, they move forward despite the imperfections. They do not let failures define them, they use them as stepping stones. They do not seek approval from others. They validate themselves through their actions. They do not hope for success. They demand it from themselves. They are relentless, unshakable, unstoppable. They understand that persistence is not just about effort. It is about mindset, about conditioning the mind to push forward no matter what, about developing the inner strength to keep moving even when the path is unclear. Those who master the art of persistence unlock a power that few ever realize. They become the kind of people who do not just dream big, but achieve big, not just set goals, but conquer them, not just start, but finish. They turn obstacles into opportunities, failures into fuel, challenges into stepping stones. They refuse to accept anything less than the future they envision. They understand that persistence is not just a skill, it is a way of life.